Topuria and Gaethje.
Yeah.
It's the main event this Sunday. Gaethje's coming in as a big underdog, and that's kind of where I see him being.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, I don't know. I think it's going to be a tough fight for him. I think Gaethje's style is very much crash and bang. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of punches thrown and taken when he's successful. And I think that that's going to be a tough way to fight Ilia Topuria. I think it's going to be very tough to fight him like that. I think in a firefight, Ilia Topuria has the heavier firepower, and he hurts Gaethje. Now, Gaethje's tough. I think a lot of this fight depends on Gaethje's chin. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it holds up. He's coming off a couple nice wins over Fiziev and Paddy Pimblett. A lot of people were counting him out against Paddy Pimblett, but he showed that he was definitely up for the challenge. I don't think he's going to fight Paddy the way he fought, or he's not going to fight Topuria the way he fought Paddy. I don't think he's going to stand in front of him like that, but I think I don't really know how he fights him where he wins. I think Gaethje, maybe if he can wrestle and get on top of him, but that's just not really his style. I know he's got the wrestling background, but it's not what he does. He has brawls. He has, stand-up wars. But when he wins, it's great. But when he loses, I think he can get touched. I think he can get beat. And I think that Topuria's got the firepower to knock him out. What do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. You're talking one of the sharpest boxers in the game. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, Topuria, he's 17-0. The guy is a beast. Not to take away from Gaethje, obviously a fan favorite, a guy who's loved by everyone. But, he's going up against Topuria. For sure he's going to go with those, those massive uppercuts. He's going to try to. Topuria is going to get him, man. The minute that Gaethje loses focus on Topuria, he's going to take him out. I think it's going to be an early round. I think Topuria is going to take Gaethje and close the fight before the fifth. That's for sure. In my but it's going to be a good fight for Gaethje. I think it's going to be a good money fight for him. But it's definitely not going to go any further than Topuria if he doesn't retire.
You think he might retire? Is that what you said?
Well, he's coming close to it. I mean, listen, what greater fight to be in one of the most historic fights of the UFC at UFC 250, the Freedom fight. Like, it could be, this would be something historical, to retire in a historical event. I mean, there's no greater way to retire than something like that. Where's Gaethje going to go after this? He's just going to be like, the gatekeeper.
Yeah, he's 37. I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah. So it could be this fight, Mind you, if he knocks out Topuria, takes him out, I mean, it's a different story altogether, man.
Well, yeah.
The glory goes forward, people are going to go wild, but
it could
everybody
happen.
knows who Topuria is.
It could happen. You never know.
Anything can happen, dude. In a fight of 5 rounds, anything can happen. If you're not at your peak performance on Saturday night, that's what people don't realize. There's like, it's calculated. There's a formula to make sure that Saturday is that peak night, coming in from the training camp, coming in like, fight week, eating right. There's all kinds of factors. All it takes is one bad night of sleeping the night before the big event. The weight cut is not great. Everything could be a factor that could make you slip. But I think Topuria is pretty good at peaking at the right time. And it's going to be hard to beat him.
Yeah. He's good. He's very good. He's in the prime of his career. Very sharp, excellent boxing. Really good power in his hands. He's a tough fight for anybody right now. I think he beats Gaethje. I think he finishes him. I'm not
And
sure
his
when, but
defense
I think it'll be within 3 rounds.
and his defense game is insane. Think about it. Like, Topuria's defense is like, how can you penetrate this guy?
Yeah.
Gaethje, like you said earlier, he hasn't relied on his grappling that much. And if he tries to attempt that against Topuria, he's going to catch him.
If Gaethje can bully him, though, a little bit, get in his face, start landing some punches, hurt him,
yeah, he gets
scare
those
him a little bit, just kind of get aggressive.
Absolutely, man, absolutely.
Right? Like Gaethje, he's kind of big for 155. Topuria fought at 145. There might be a bit of a, size and strength advantage for Gaethje. He might be able to kind of impose his weight, impose his will, push him up against the fence, clinch him. I mean, there's ways for Gaethje to win, right? There's ways for him to win, but I just see Topuria being too powerful, too sharp, and getting the win to beat the American in front of the president at the White House, the man from Spain, winning in the main event. Kind of a weird construction of a main event, right? You kind of think Gaethje should win. Pereira Gan. I think this is another good fight. I think Cyril Gan moves really well. He's a natural heavyweight, but damn, Pereira hits hard. He's looking big. I think it could go either way. It's a kind of a coin toss fight. I think Pereira probably has better power, but Cyril Gan moves really well. He also hits hard. It's a tough one to call, but I'm leaning towards Cyril Gan. I think Cyril gets a decision.
The decision?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think he outpoints him. I don't think he finishes Pereira. I mean, maybe. But I don't think he's going to have the knockout power to finish him. I think he wins a 5-round decision. Cyril Gan, new interim heavyweight champ.
I mean, I don't want to go back in history, but, I did call that Cyril Gan would be like the champion at one point in the UFC. But he did it. He was an interim at one point, but I don't think he has the kicking power or the patience of Alex Pereira. I'm going to go the opposite way, which is really hard for me to say. And I love Cyril Gan, man. Saw him live, held his belt. I love the guy. He's one of the best heavyweights. He has heavyweight mobility. There's no doubt about this guy, man. He's just a beast. But I think Alex Pereira is going to give him a hard time. I think he's going to pick him apart. Mm-hmm. And I think it's going to come because of his patience. I think Cyril gets nervous when he gets caught. Sometimes he opens himself up like he did to John Jones. And he lost a fight that he shouldn't have lost because, he overreacted. And I think that's going to happen with Alex Pereira. Probably not as quick as John Jones, but I think it's going to be the other way. I think it's going to be a decision to Pereira.
All right. Like I said, I think it could go either way. That's a tough fight to call.
It's a tough one. That's a tough one.
The odds have that's actually a pick'em, -115 on either side. So odds makers don't know either. Sean O'Malley -450, the favorite over Amin Zahabi. That's my underdog pick of the show. I'm going with the Canadian Amin Zahabi to shock the American on the White House lawn. How about that?
You know what? I kind of agree with you on that. Mm-hmm. The way Amin's been fighting and the way I was talking about patience of Alex Pereira. But here's another guy who probably has even more patience than anyone. His striking is phenomenal. He's gotten so much better, and he's just peaking. I don't think Sean O'Malley is going to be able to handle the aggressiveness of Amin Zahabi when he sees that opening. And he sees that blood. It's all over. I think Amin is, I think I'm on your side. I'm on your side on that.
Wow. Okay. Amin +320, the underdog. Fighting out of the TriStar Gym in Montreal. How about Josh Hokit, -400, Oof. Big favorite over Derek Lewis. Hokit has won me over a little bit this week. He was doing the character nonstop in gimmick all the time, but he dropped the gimmick a little bit this week and let us see the real guy. And, He's doing what he's got to do to get noticed. I don't love the gimmick. I think the gimmick's a little dumb, but it's getting him noticed and it's getting eyeballs on him. It got him on this card. It's going to get him paid. So all the power to him. I think he's a decent fighter. He's entertaining. His fight with Curtis Blades was fun to watch. I'm trying to ignore all the outside stuff and just see what they do in the octagon, because the outside stuff, honestly, in the UFC these days, it's just nauseating. But at least the fights are fun to watch. They're good at fighting. They're just really bad at promoting themselves and marketing and all that stuff. The whole way that MMA is promoted these days is distasteful to me. But I do like the fights and the fighters, and it's obviously a good sport. It's a fun sport. But, Hokit, I don't like his whole thing, but he has dropped the act a little bit. He seems a little more serious. Derek Lewis is always fun. I got no problem with Derek Lewis and how he markets himself. He's great. He's fun. But I think he's going to lose. He's like at the end of the line of his career. He is 41 years old. Hokit seems like one of the new faces at heavyweight. He's just 28 years old. He's got a pro football background. He's a big athletic kid. He's knocking people out. He had a tough fight with Curtis Blades that he won. 9-0 now, just getting better in MMA. I think he's got a bright future. I think he beats Derek Lewis, and who knows? Who knows what's next for him? Maybe Pereira wins and Hokit wins, and they do that fight at heavyweight, because Hokit has been calling out Pereira, telling him to shama these nuts, shama your mama, all these things about shama. So Hokit's been calling him out. Hokit's been fun. Not fun if you're Alex Pereira, but he's amusing. He's got a bit of he's trying to do comedy. I don't like that whole character that he's done. Hey man, all that thing with the hat and everything. It's like, all right, but when he just talks and when he's yelling at Pereira, it's kind of funny. I think he wins. I think he beats Lewis and then cuts a ridiculous promo. Yeah.
No, I agree. And you see how you can change the way you feel about a fighter, and Hokit is one of them. You disliked Hokit to the nines.
I don't love him. I still don't.
You don't love him, but what I'm saying is that you turned and you started to like him for some reason. Whatever that is, that's fine, and that's what it comes down to. Everything is a shtick. That's what it comes down to. Sports are about entertainment, and Hokit is regardless of his shtick, he's probably the fastest rising fighter in the UFC. This guy has the potential to be a champion in the near future. He has it all. Yeah, he plays the game, but he did what he did to market himself to be here. And, Conor McGregor is the king of that. He proved that, and Hokit is one of them. Even Strickland, played that character. But in the end, they're great athletes and they have great talent. But, there's a lot of great athletes and great talent. All you need sometimes is that bit of marketing, just like in wrestling. You've got the good guy and you got the heel. And that's the same thing for the UFC. They understood that formula. You got to be one or the other. Either or, it's going to sell.
How about Michael Chandler and Mauricio Hoofy? Chandler coming in as a pretty heavy underdog, plus 450. Hoofy minus 700, the favorite. Hoofy's got Volkanovski in his corner.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Changed his fight camp for this one. I think Hoofy wins, but Chandler's definitely motivated. He's very patriotic American. Saw him on the Embedded. He was very excited to fight at the White House.
Yeah, he's kind of like the Brazilian Conor, in a sense. He's got that shtick,
Hoofy or yeah.
Roofy, man.
Yeah.
Hoofy.
Chandler has lost 5 of his last 6, including 3 in a row. So
yeah, that's not good.
It's another loss.
That's
he's 40 years old. He's probably going to lose here.
Yeah.
Hoofy's 29.
Great guy, great fighter, man. But time is ticking.
Yeah. Okay. How about the next one? Bo Nickel takes on Kyle Dawkins. This is a 7-fight card. There's only 7 fights on this. Dawkins has been on a win streak here, 6 in a row. Bo Nickel, 30 years old. top-level wrestler coming off a knockout win over Rodolfo Vieira. He did suffer a loss to Rainier de Ritter. He's now 8-1. I think Bo probably gets this one. Minus 350 the favorite.
It'll probably end up being some kind of ground game fight. But, you're going, with an elite wrestler versus a veteran grappler. It's going to be a hard night, I think, for Dawkins, because if he kicks up the wrestling game, I think he could win it. I think it'll probably go to a decision. It's going to be an interesting fight, but yeah, I'm going with Bo Nickel.
And Diego Lopes coming off that loss to Alexander Volkanovski. He is back in action against Steve Garcia. Diego coming in minus 150, the favorite. Garcia plus 120. I like Garcia, actually, in this fight. Garcia has been looking really sharp lately. He's riding a win streak, 34 years old. It's make or break for him here at the White House. He's won 7 in a row now.
Yeah, 7-fight winning streak, man.
Yeah, big win streak for Garcia. I think he keeps it going, and he finds a way to win against Diego Lopes on the opening fights set for 8 p.m. Sunday night. I know we're all used to UFC events on Saturdays, but this one is on a Sunday night at 8 p.m. Lopes versus Garcia set to open the 7-fight card.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a crazy fight. Lopes is an amazing grappler, but the power of Garcia, man, it's going to be hard. If he's able to, carry through with those punches one after another, it's going to be a hard one for Lopes. 6-3, man, right now. Garcia is my pick of that night.
Okay, so we're both going with the slight underdog there,
Yep.
Steve Garcia. I'll give you a 3-fight parlay here for the event. I'm going with Cyril, Topuria, and Hokit. 20 gets you 54.87 on a 3-fight parlay.
Nice.
Topuria, gone. Hokit. What do you got?
I'm going to go with Topuria, Pereira, Zahavi, Hockett, Rufi, and Bo Nickel.
Okay, so it is a 6-fight parlay?
Yep.
There it is. He's going with Hoofy minus 700, Bo Nickel minus 350, Topuria minus 575, Hokit minus 400, and Zahabi plus 320, and then Pereira to top it all off minus 115. It's a pick'em fight for the interim heavyweight title. 20 gets you 338.61.
Nice.
The AJ parlay.
Yep.
6 fights. Pereira,
Yeah.
Zahabi, Hokit, Topuria, Nickel, and Hoofy. There it is.
Yep, I think that's a good one.
That is UFC Freedom 250 coming up this Sunday at 8 p.m. Well, that's UFC Freedom 250 coming up on Sunday. And that's about it. That's all I got.
That's
I'll
it?
be back. I'll be back tomorrow with Johnny North to talk some pro wrestling. All right, King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, everything in the ring, all the wrestling things with my buddy Big Johnny. And that is it. We will see you again tomorrow night here on the Ringside Report Network.
We appreciate your support and you being part of our community. Share, subscribe, and join us again on the Ringside Report Network, the Combat Sports Authority.